Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and to this playlist of eOffice. There are a lot of many videos which I have made on eOffice on important topics related to file management system in eOffice and how to work on eOffice, and of course I'm sure that it has been very useful. This is again one important video which will talk about file closure in eOffice. So first let us understand what does a file closure mean, or what is closing of a file mean. First of all, closing of a file means that file is no more in use. All the work for which that file had been created is already completed. I repeat, जिस भी काम के लिए वो फाइल बनाई गई थी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई अप्रूवल लेना था कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी से, सो जिस भी काम के लिए वो फाइल बनाई गई थी वो फाइल का काम पूरा हो चुका है। अब वो अप्रूवल हो गया है, वो पेपर जो है जहाँ पे जाना था उस अप्रूवल के बाद उस पे जो एक्शन लेना था फाइल में वो एक्शन कंप्लीट हो गया है। दैट मीन्स नाउ यू हैव केप्ट द फाइल विद यू इन योर इनबॉक्स विच हैज रिटर्न टू यू and the work has been completed on that file. Now, closing a file in physical sense, what does it mean? In eOffice means the file is kept with you in your inbox. So, in actually, what happens in physical files that once the work of the file is complete, we pick that file from our table. Our table here means our inbox in eOffice. So in actual physical presence, if we say that we pick up the file from our table, and there is some archive place or there is some almirah where we keep that file for future references, that okay, this file may be needed for first, maybe it can be needed for some future reference. So that means we are picking up the file from our inbox, from our table, and keeping it at a safer place. So in eOffice, this procedure of picking up file from the inbox and keeping it at a safer place for future usage is called closing a file. Closing a file का मतलब you are removing the file, moving the file from your inbox to a closure space so that it is kept there. Maybe it is that closure space folder can be talked as, named as an almirah, where all the closed files are kept. That means action has been completed on them. Say, but why don't we delete such files, you may ask. But you all know that as we are working in a government sector, the references of the files can any day be needed, maybe years after. For example, अभी EPF का एक judgment आया and we have been looking after personal files of employees from 95 year onwards. So those files can be needed in eOffice on a future date also. So what, rather than destroying the file, what we do, we close the file, closing the file and removing from the inbox so that that inbox space is not used, and it is being kept at a safer place. So let's see how to close a file which we are having. So we'll start working on eOffice. So I'll go to my home page. This is my home page. We'll go to file management system. When we go to file management system, we have to go to our inbox of files. So this is my inbox in the file. One important prerequisite of closing a file, फाइल क्लोज आप तभी कर सकते हैं जब वो फाइल आपके इनबॉक्स में हो। मतलब आप उस फाइल को अपने टेबल से हटा के अलमीरा में तभी रख पाएंगे जब वो आपके टेबल पे है। अगर फाइल मान लीजिए आपके सबॉर्डिनेट के टेबल पे पड़ी है तो आप उसको उठा के क्लोज नहीं कर सकते। only the files which are there in your table, in your inbox, can be closed by you, otherwise it will not be closed by you, whoever has created those files, right? So for example, I have this file, test file for learning purpose. I'll open this file and close it. It's very simple. एक test file है, इसका इस पे काम for example complete हो चुका है. This file is no more in use. I have to close it. So I'll go to the last part, that is more. In more, if you can see, there is an option of close file, and then when I put my cursor on close file, it will take me to close. I'll click on close. It will take me to a different set of file cover page, wherein this is the same cover page which we have made when we have created the file. So in this cover page, it will ask me the closing remarks. So why do you want to close this file? So I will say it is test closure remarks. I will put test closure on today, maybe test closure, work is complete, work is complete, and I will click on the last part, that is close the file. So it will ask me again a message, are you sure to close the file? because file once closed is closed, though it can be reopened. I will share how we can reopen that file. So are you sure you want to close the file? I'll click on OK. Once I click OK, the file is closed. Now you can see that this file is not there in my inbox. So where can I find the file which I have closed? You can just check closed by me, this option on the left side, closed by me. I'll click on closed by me. I can find this file. See, it is closed on 15th March today, 4 p.m. Test closure, work is complete was my closing remark. This was the file. I can open and check that the file is closed. If I want to reopen, that is also very much possible. I'll click on more. I will go to the file. Here there is an option of reopening. I will click on reopen. It will ask me, are you sure you want to reopen? I'll click on OK, put the remarks, reopen for test purpose. So I'll click on OK and it is reopened. So simple. I'll go back to my inbox. I'm sure the file will be there. See, the test file for learning purpose, it's still coming here. I can again go and close. Now this was one part of the demo. Other important part is how to approve the files which have been closed by somebody else. Now, what does this mean? What does the statement mean? Anybody who has created the file has the powers to close that file once the work is complete. And number two, there are two important conditions. One, the person who has created the file will only be able to close the file, or anybody who is having the file in the inbox of the person where the file is. So if there is a file in my inbox, I can very well close that file also. Right? Now, what about the file? Say for example, one of my subordinate has closed certain files. So that closure needs an approval from competent authority. That approval from competent authority is defined in the backend by the admin team. And say for example, it will go to the requests part, approval request. See, if you go to files and you click on files, you see this approval requests. You can see 8 approval requests. So let me click on this approval request. You see there are certain files which have been initiated on certain date, sender remarks. These are being initiated for approval. For what is a request? Request is closing request, that these files which have been initiated by Miss Kirti Saini shall have a request of closure to my dashboard, because I am the approver at this particular stage for these particular files. So all the files needs to be approved by a competent authority, then only they will be permanently closed. Not anybody can, just like that, close a file. Once the file is done, there is a competent authority who will look into the one by one the case of the file and then approve the closure of those files. So once I have closed the file, that means it will go to my closed files, but it needs a closure also. So for example, let me see how to approve the files which are for pending for closure. So अब हम देखते हैं कि कोई भी फाइल जिसको क्लोज कर दिया है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर अथॉरिटी ने, उसको हम अप्रूव कैसे करें उसका क्लोजर, कि हाँ ये जो फाइल उसने क्लोज करी है ये बिल्कुल ठीक है. सो आई नीड टू गिव दी अप्रूवल एज एन अप्रूविंग अथॉरिटी. आई हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड दैट यहाँ पे अप्रूवल रिक्वेस्ट को क्लिक करेंगे, फाइल्स में जाके फाइल्स में जाइए, अप्रूवल रिक्वेस्ट पे क्लिक करिए. सो यू विल फाइंड कि सारे अप्रूवल्स आ रहे होंगे, किस किस टाइप की रिक्वेस्ट कोई दे सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने पहली फाइल क्लिक करी और मैंने देखा इसमें रिमार्क्स मैंने पढ़ लिया, एक्शन कंप्लीट हो गया है. यहाँ पे रिमार्क्स आ रहा है, एक्शन कंप्लीटेड, फाइल फॉर क्लोजर प्लीज, ये एक रिमार्क आ रहा है. आई कैन डायरेक्टली अप्रूव द क्लोजर फ्रॉम हेयर, आई कैन रिजेक्ट द क्लोजर फ्रॉम हेयर, और आई कैन क्लिक ऑन द फाइल एंड सी कि ये फाइल किस पर्टिकुलर पर्सपेक्टिव के लिए थी. नाउ फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई सी दैट देयर इज सम ओल्ड फाइल एंड आई सी ओके दैट डज नॉट रिक्वायर, can be approved, recommended. So it is approved, so it can be closed, work has been completed on this. So I will go to approve, I will say approved and okay. So this file will be approved. अब देखिए यहाँ से हट चुका है, that means there has been a remarks which has been put, the remarks is approved and file is already approved. या status जो है वो pending से change होके approved में आ गया. So this is the way you can approve the file which is, for example, if I have to close this file for approval, So I will say, I will click on the file, check what was the content of the file. I see the file is old file and it can be recommended, action is complete. अब मैं उस पर अप्रूव में जाके इसको अप्रूव कर सकती हूँ. I'll click on OK and the file will be approved. I can see the comment, it is written that file is approved. Similarly, I can approve without even looking into what the file is, or I can even reject without even looking into what the content of the file is. Though the competent authority should not do that, should definitely look into what the file is and then only approve or reject the files. So right now I am much aware of why these files have been kept sent to me. So I'll approve all those. Approving a file for closure means that I am okay with the person who has sent me a request to close the file, that the file can be closed. That means action has been completed. देसी लैंग्वेज में बोलूँ अगर, तो फाइल जो है मेरे इनबॉक्स से या किसी के भी इनबॉक्स से उठ के जो है अब अलमारी के अंदर आर्काइव में जा सकती है. दैट मीन्स द वर्क हैज़ बीन completed on the file can definitely be closed. So this is the way we close the file. So what in this video, a quick recap what we have done. We have seen what does a file closure mean. What does a closure of a file mean, कि फाइल को क्लोज करने का क्या मतलब होता है, फाइल को रीओपन कैसे करते हैं. देन वी हैव ऑल्सो सीन हाउ टू approve the closure of the file, how to reject the closure of the file. All these things we have seen in this video. So if you are liking this video, or any questions, comments which you have, you may definitely put forward in the comment section and let me know how I can improve upon on sharing the content with you all. Definitely this shall be useful. So thank you so much for watching the video. Stay connected with other playlist of my channel. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. See you.